Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a genuinely moving character study. We're going to explore this incredible story about resilience, total transformation, and honestly, the sheer power of the human spirit. We'll be breaking down a journey that literally takes us from the freezing, unforgiving streets all the way to a booming culinary empire. This is the story of Alou, a humble, incredibly hardworking vendor, and it's just this profound look at how we handle the absolute lowest points in our lives.
So, can heartbreak actually become someone's greatest strength? We usually think of deep emotional pain as something that just breaks us, right? Something that completely stops our progress in its tracks. But what if it's the opposite? What if the absolute deepest, most devastating pain can actually serve as the ultimate fuel for massive success? I want you to just keep that question in the back of your mind as we follow Alou's journey today.
Okay, let's dive into Section 1, the struggle of honest work. A baseline of hardship.
Every great story has to set the stage, right? For our main guy, Alou, that starting point is just a grueling daily grind to survive. The contrast between his life and our wealthy antagonist, Bagangan, it's stark. On one hand, you've got Alou's reality. He's literally out there in the freezing rain, hands and feet completely numb, just counting pennies. He's doing honest, back-breaking work selling small bowls of chicken soup to scrape by. And on the flip side, we have Bagangan, who is living this life of absolute luxury. We're talking expensive cars, vast wealth, just a perfectly comfortable existence. It perfectly sets up the central conflict we're dealing with here.
And that brings us to this brilliant quote that really captures Alou's core philosophy. Taste is not made by money, but by honesty and hard work. Now, his wife, Mouli, is totally frustrated by this. They work all month long counting every single penny, and they still have absolutely nothing left over. But Alou, he has this rock-solid, unwavering commitment to honest labor. He flat out refuses to take shortcuts or cheat just to make a quick buck. He firmly believes that doing things the right way, putting in the real effort, will eventually change their luck.
Which leads us to Section 2, the lure of luxury, manipulation and betrayal. Now, as we all know, principles are always tested, and this is the inciting incident where wealth becomes a weapon. Just look at the sheer, calculated nature of the antagonist here. Bagangan literally says, Alou's biggest weakness is his wife. I will take advantage of this. It's chilling, right? He doesn't go after Alou's soup, he doesn't try to sabotage the business. Instead, he zeroes right in on the emotional friction at home. He knows Mouli is terrified of poverty and just completely exhausted by their struggles, and he expertly and coldly exploits that exact fear.
So, watch how this temptation plays out for Mouli. First, Bagangan offers her a ride in his luxury car to the city. He's giving her a literal taste of the high life. Then he ramps it up, making these grand promises, a bungalow, a total end to her financial struggles. He completely feeds her ego, telling her she deserves to live like a queen. And tragically, it works. Seduced by this illusion of an easy, comfortable life, Mouli makes a heartbreaking choice. She abandons Alou. And she does it without even a proper goodbye.
Section 3, heartbreak and new resolve, the dark night of the soul.
Just imagine this absolutely devastating moment. Alou comes home, totally full of hope, carrying a box of Mouli's favorite sweets, only to find out she's packed up and left him for a wealthier man. His entire world is just shattered. But look at how he responds. This is key. Step 1, he accepts the pain and realizes she is truly gone. Step 2, he stops crying over his fate because he knows if he completely breaks down, his hard work loses too. And finally, Step 3, he makes hard work his new, singular identity. His pain transforms. It's no longer just sorrow, it literally becomes his fuel.
Moving into Section 4, the taste of success, turning pain into an empire.
That massive internal shift, it sparks an unbelievable external transformation. His timeline of growth starts exactly where we began, back in the village in the freezing rain, selling small bowls of soup just to survive. But then, as he pours his absolute soul into his craft, it turns into regional fame. People are actually traveling from other villages just to get a taste. Then we hit the turning point. A wealthy madam visits the village, tries the soup, and is just completely blown away. And that leads directly to city expansion and opening multiple restaurant locations. You can really map out this rapid, incredible growth from a struggling street vendor to an in-demand culinary master.
Now, it's super important to understand exactly how this expansion happened. The madam doesn't just hand him a bag of money. First, she acknowledges that the taste of his soup is completely unmatched. Second, she argues that a unique talent like his shouldn't be hidden away in one small village. And finally, she offers to take his existing resources and partner up to build a legitimate, city-wide business together. This patron recognizes the sheer, undeniable quality of Alu's honest work, and she provides the exact spark he needs for his ultimate triumph.
And that brings us to Section 5. True wealth is hard work, the final victory.
Alu's tiny, rain-soaked stall has completely evolved. We're looking at a journey from a humble village stall to a terrifying but super exciting first city restaurant to a massive, highly successful chain. The sheer scale of his success is just staggering. I mean, customers are literally lining up around the block, declaring his special chicken soup an absolute game changer. He has taken the city by storm, and it's purely through the quality of his product.
But here is the really crucial point. Yes, Alu became a wildly successful businessman, but his secret, well, actually, his secret never changed at all. It was always hard work, honesty, and the trust of his loyal customers. Despite all the money, the crazy expansion, and the fame, his simplicity, his humility, and his deep gratitude to his team never wavered. He stayed 100% true to the man he was when he was standing out there in the freezing rain. Let's anchor our conclusion today with this incredibly powerful quote from Alua himself. True wealth is hard work. Money does not betray, honesty never loses. It's just a profound full-circle moment, isn't it? It proves that his initial philosophy, the very same one his wife doubted so much, was absolutely right all along. Honest labor doesn't just build a successful business, it builds an unbreakable character.
Which leaves us with this final, lingering thought for you to take away. Is material comfort greater than true loyalty? Or is your own hard work actually the ultimate fuel for success? Alu's journey really challenges us to reevaluate what we value most when we're faced with hardship. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep working hard, stay honest, and I'll catch you in the next one.